I spent over 10 hours live reviewing the most interesting and or most powerful cards each color got in the year of 2024. The goal of this stream was to figure out what new designs, effects, and added redundancy each color got for the Commander format, and in so doing, we will be able to better analyze the state of each color and whether or not the color needed help, needed its efficiency reduced somehow, or was perfectly balanced in the current Commander format. This project took a lot of research and a lot of time, so I would really appreciate it if after you're done watching the video, you went ahead and hit the like button for me. It would help me out a lot. With that out of the way, hope you enjoy the video. Our first set, Mild Inconveniences at Karlov Manor. Barbed Servitor, 3 to black for a indestructible artifact creature construct. It's a 1/1. When this creature enters, suspect it. What the hell does that mean? It has Minache and can't block. Oh, wow, great. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Whenever this creature is dealt damage, target opponent loses that much life. I believe this is the first spite effect that black has ever gotten. All the others are red. Okay, Wall of Souls. I guess that's, yeah. But it's not indestructible, chat. It's not indestructible. It doesn't count. No. It's an actual, the first, like, actually good spite effect in black, of all things. We have Masker Girl, known killer. 2 black for a legendary 4/4 human assassin creature with Minache. Creatures you control have Wither. They deal damage to creatures in the form of -1/-1 counters. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, if its toughness was less than 1, draw a card. Needless to say, this is the first card Black's ever gotten, or I think first card ever that is a Wither Anthem. I guess you could say that, like, Everlasting Torment, Wither Anthem, but, like, that's all creatures, and it's black-red, not mono-black. Good on paper, never seen her played. Same. I haven't seen her played either. Persuasive Interrogators! 4 black for a Gorgon detective creature, 5/6. When this creature enters, investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. If I'm being honest, this card means nothing. It's more poison supports, but poison support gets like 1 card a year maybe. Doesn't actually entail anything. Considering this card got printed in the same set, I don't know why they didn't give Masker Girl Poison Anthem instead of Wither. So, like, Infect? Probably because it makes no sense for, like, Masker Girl as a character, I guess. Like you'd have to have Masker Girl be, like, actually, I guess, using, like, poisoned weapons? I guess? Which is like, It's tier. Regardless, really cool card, even if being, like, completely unplayable outside of, like, Teysa Karlov decks. Specifically the Clue Teysa. Opulent Oligarch, yeah, this one. Really cool card, even if, you know, completely unplayable outside of Teysa decks. Unshakable Tail. 2 in a black for a zombie detective. When this creature enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, investigate. Pay 2, sack a clue. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand. This is the first card ever, I believe, that actually gives you card draw for milling creatures. I know. Actually, Bounce Man, it's not actually a card draw. You investigate. That's not the same thing. Oh, yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, lovely. Thanks. You're hilarious. Very interesting. It's not often you really see things happening from things getting milled. And every turn, you surveil 1, so it's free card selection. Pretty good card. Illicit Masquerade. What is Illicit Masquerade? 4 in a black flash. When this enchantment enters, put an imposter counter on each creature you control. Whenever a creature you control with an imposter,
The Among Us potion from the dark web. And supposedly, when you drink this Among Us potion at 3 a.m., you turn into the imposter.
Counter on it dies. Exile it. Return up to one other target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty cool, actually. Yeah, that's like board insurance in black of all things. I don't think black really gets board insurance that much often in general. So yeah, that's cool. How would you rate Aether Drift? Like 8 out of 10. It's a pretty cool set. And also we got Frog MILF Mommy. Oh my god. Actually, no, never mind. No. 11 out of 10 for Frog Mommy alone. I'm getting her pregnant, bro. Anyways, moving on to Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We have Discreet Retreat. 3 and a black for a aura enchantment. Enchant land. Enchanted land has tap, add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast outlaw spells or activate abilities of outlaw sources. Whenever you cast your first outlaw spell each turn, you draw a card and use 1 life. Hey, bounce, magic, skibbity, riz, get out, or no? Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yes. Whatever. So, this card is interesting because it is the first aura that actually lets a land tap for multiple mana. It's like the very first, like, black overgrowth. Just very strange, and also, it's also some instant card draw, whatever. Very weird. Usually, enchantments that you enchant lands with to add more mana are restricted to green, and yet here's black with one. That also gives you some, like, free card draw. Heartless Conscription. 6 black, 8 mana sorcery. Exile all creatures. For each card exiled this way, you may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. Exile Heartless Conscription. I believe this is the very first black card that is a exile wipe. There are some, like, pseudo-exilers. Like, there's Eclipse, which is, if they die, they get exiled. But this is the first time we've had it on this is the first time we've ever had just straight up 8 mana. Exile all creatures. And then you can cast them. This card goes hard if you forget about its mana cost. I'm inclined to agree. So now we know black actually can get its own version of Farewell if you just pay enough mana. If you really hate indestructible creatures, you can run it. But by God, you are gonna have to work for it. We got Lively Dirge. 1 black sorcery spree. 1 generic. Search your library for a card. Put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. And or 2 generic. Return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Like the closest thing to a Gifts Ungiven of all things. Because what you can do is you can pay 5, search for a creature, put it in the yard, and then immediately get it back. It's like a black Court of Calling, as weird as that sounds. And then also you can get back something else as well with the second mode here. And by the way, this card is 50 cents. It can also just be like a 3 mana Entomb of all things. It's Entomb and Reanimate on 1 card. Pretty good effect. Kairvek the Punisher. 1 black for a legendary human warlock creature. Whenever you commit a crime, exile up to 1 target black card from your graveyard and copy it. You may cast a copy. If you do, you lose 2 life. The Second Coming of Toshiro from Kamigawa. Basically the same thing. You're a mono black commander. Whenever a creature dies, you may cast an instant card from your graveyard. Kairvek is the Second Coming of Toshiro because whenever you commit crimes, you can cast black cards from your graveyard. In general, black enchantments, black artifacts, black creatures, anything. Any black card you can just cast. Kind of wild. And all you gotta do is commit crimes in black of all things? Oh no, that's so hard. Orochi Soul Reaver, 5 and a black for a 5/4 snake ninja rogue creature. Has ninjutsu for 3 and a black. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combination to a player, create a treasure token and manifest the top card of that player's library. What's really relevant here, so because you make treasure, if you exile or manifest a card from the top of their deck that is a creature, you actually can flip it up because the treasure gives you the colors you don't have. So let's say, you're mono black, right? If you manifest a Polywog off top of their deck, you actually can flip it up because the treasures will produce blue for you. So this is actually a really good black, like, creature steal spell if you can get the necessary creature support to actually consistently manifest cards from your opponent's decks every turn. Mono Horizons 3, chat. A very balanced set that never ever prints push cards. No, that's not true. Never. First up, we got a Cursed Marauder. 1 black for a 2/1 zombie warrior creature. When this creature enters, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Apparently the Oracle text says of their choice. Why? Okay, fine. Fleshbag Marauder, but 2 mana, and also prevents them from sacking a token creature. Has to be a non-token. Easily the strongest one of these effects ever made. That's it. That's the whole card. Power creep at its finest. Next up, Chthonian Nightmare. 1 black for an enchantment. When it enters, you get 3 energy. Stonks. Pay X energy. Sacrifice a creature. Return this enchantment to its owner's hand. Return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. This card is not really good, mostly due to the fact that it's a black energy card, which right now has the least energy support in general. What's actually relevant is the fact that this is a legal version of Recurring Nightmare. Reanimation spell, where you have to sack creatures and return the enchantment to your hand to return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The issue with this card is that you return the enchantment to your hand as part of the cost. So your opponents actually don't ever get a chance to answer it. Unless they, like, pass the turn with this on the field, which they never will, unless they're stupid. Nightmare never leaves the field. Once it's there. Forever. Oh, it does! Wait, I'm tweaking, chat! Wow! Oh, shit! Never mind, wait. Okay, so Nightmare does return to your hand as part of the cost. How is it balanced then? Oh, because you can only get 3 drops back. I'm so sorry, chat. I know. Bounce Man fraud alert. I'm so sorry. So yeah, this is a fixed version of Nightmare, where the fix is just the fact that it's they literally just slapped a fucking they just made Recurring Nightmare energy based, and that fixed it. Because energy sucks. That was the fix. They just put energy on it, now it's bad. Ha! Emperor of Bones. 1 black for a 2/2 skeleton noble creature, chat. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. 1 black, adapt 2, meaning you put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, but only if it has no counters on it already. And then whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Emperor of Bones, put a creature card exile with Emperor of Bones onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter on it. It gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So this is graveyard hate? Creature theft. I'm not sure if we've ever seen a black card that actually reanimates so many things so efficiently. I guess to be fair, you can only exile 1 thing per turn. So you don't really need to get a bunch of triggers at once. More so just like 1 a turn. And it's also just like free graveyard hate in black. Like black scavenging ooze, kind of. Not really. In a way it is, but you know. Flare of Malice. 2 black instant. You may sacrifice a non-token black creature rather than pay a spell's mana cost. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. What if you wanted to run Soul Shatter, but God said you may sacrifice a non-token black creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost? You get Flare of Malice. Really good card. I know, like, a lot of people swear by Soul Shatter because it's a edict that forces them to sack an actually good creature and they can't sack trash. This is that, but free. And before you say, but bounce, man, I don't want to sack any of my non-token black creatures. My brother in Urza, Gravecrawler. The writing's on the wall, bounce manners. Final act. 4 black sorcery. Choose one or more. Destroy all creatures. Destroy all planeswalkers. Destroy all battles. Exile all graveyards. And or each opponent loses all counters. Do y'all remember how people were so terrified of this card being like Farewell too? Because Farewell, this 6 mana Wrath is so broken. How dare a 6 mana Wrath actually be good? How dare they? How dare they? Farewell, but powered down to be printable in black. Make your opponent energy player cry harder than they already are by playing energy. Me when the stock market crashes, each opponent loses all counters. Dude, imagine having that shit cast against you when you're playing energy. That must be what my parents felt like when the stock market crashed. It's like at worst an exile all creatures, assuming nothing is indestructible. Because it exiles all graveyards after the creatures get destroyed. So it's Farewell in the sense that all creatures will get exiled, but only if nothing already has indestructible. So it's like fake Farewell. I mean, it's still a notable card. It's just not as good as Farewell, which honestly is kind of a tall ask. Necro Dominance. 3 black mana enchantment, legendary. Skip your draw step. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay any amount of life. If you do, draw that many cards. Your maximum hand size is 5. If a card or token would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Necropotence, but slightly worse, which is still fucking amazing. I don't gotta say when this card is good, right? Please, for God. If anyone watching the post-production version of this stream thinks this card is bad or needs to ask me why this card is good, you better have just started with Spider-Man, bro. You better have just started with Spider-Man. You pay life to draw cards. What bounce man? But bounce man, my max hand size is 5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. Card is busted. It's really good. You can only keep your best 5 cards. God forbid. Moving on, chat, because I'm not gonna... What is there to say? It's a really good draw engine. Are you too poor to spend $10 on Necropotence, but just rich enough to spend $4 on a Necrodominance? Then Necrodominance is for you. Get it in your favorite black deck. Also, yes, that's a good point. You actually can play cards that say you have no max hand size to circumvent the hand size restriction because of how layers work. So if you play a Thought Vessel and then a Necrodominance, your max hand size will be 5. But if you play a Necrodominance and then you play a Thought Vessel, you actually will have no max hand size, which actually is a very relevant tech for this card. So you actually can even avoid the whole max hand size restriction. Ripples of Undeath. 1 in a black for an enchantment. At the beginning of your first main phase, mill 3 cards. Then you may pay 1 generic mana and 3 life. If you do, put a card from among those cards into your hand. I don't know what to compare it to. Forbidden Alchemy.
Huh?
Every turn, you can Forbidden Alchemy, where you look at top 3, you pay 1 and 3 life, grab the best card out of the 3 and put it in your hand. And oh, by the way, You can just not pay the mana and mill 3. Card is so good. This can feel like a better Phyrexian Arena in most decks. I agree. If you're like a blue-black deck, this can just be like a generic draw engine, and it can be Del fuel for your dig through time and treasure cruise. That's fine. That is totally playable, 100%. The Creation of Avacyn, Enchantment Saga. On Chapter 1, you can search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For 2 mana, if it's a creature card, you'll lose life equals mana value, and also you reveal the card you tutor for. On Chapter 3, you may put the exile card onto the battlefield if it's a creature card. If you don't put it onto the battlefield, put it into its owner's hand. Black Tooth and Nail? Or I guess like 1/2 of Tooth and Nail? Downside is you lose life and it's put across 3 turns. Oh, by the way, your opponents can just blow up the enchantment before Chapter 3 and you get nothing. And you paid 3 mana to burn yourself and extract yourself. But regardless, this is still a black card that puts a creature from your deck onto the field directly, which is usually reserved for green. This card reads, exile your best creature. You lose 6 life. As cool of an effect as it is, it's like not that good. Alternatively, you can just not grab a creature and still put it into your hand, which is like fine. So what you do, chat, right? You grab Living End, right? You grab a Living End, you lose no life. Chapter 3 rolls around, you put it into your hand, and then guess what? You're actually playing. You're actually playing Secret Commander, the Face of Bo. So you're in Sans Green, and then you cast Living End for free. Absolute cinema. Billions must be exiled. Fuck ass goblin. 2 and a black for a zombie goblin wizard creature. 3/3. Pay 1 life, sack a creature, make a treasure. Just like Amazon does. What is a grave crawler? What is a blood artist grave crawler combo? What is that? What do you want me to say, bro? Alright, you sack creatures for free and make treasure. You make treasure. You wanna what? You wanna build a Amazon cosplay deck where you get retail workers and like exploit them? You can. Who's your commander? Kenrith? It's actually a really good idea for a stream. Make an Amazon deck where you make fun of the company. Actually a pretty good idea for a stream. I might do that actually. We'll see what happens. Moving on to Assassin's Creed, chat. Nothing. Moving on to Bloomborough, chat. Coiling Rebirth. 3 black sorcery. Gift a card. Ugh. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then, if the gift was promised and that creature is not legendary, create a token to copy that creature except it's a 1/1. This is a black card that makes token copies of creatures. That's new. That's new. That is new territory. That is new territory for black. 5 mana source speed is rough though. True, I don't disagree. And plus it does gift a card. It is a little expensive, but regardless, the fact of the matter is that black getting a card that lets them make token copies of creatures is a big deal. That is new territory for them. We have Maha. It's Feathers Knights. Desolator of casual commander pods. 3 black for a legendary elemental bird creature. Almost, basically a fucking Elder Dragon from Monster Hunter. If you've played Monster Hunter, you'll know that Elder Dragons in that game are creatures that, like, affect the entire world by simply existing. Maha is basically that. 6/5, flying, trample, war, discard a card. Creatures your opponent's control have base toughness 1. So black has gotten cards that just reduce the stats of all things on the board before. They have not gotten something that just sets everything's toughness to a certain number. That's a new effect entirely. Go ahead and get yourself an Elder Dragon from Monster Hunter as your commander, and just absolutely destroy commander pods. Like literally the entire. All Maha is, as commander, is you get Maha, you tutor for your Knight of Soul's Betrayal or your Kairvik, I guess, the Spiteful, and that's it. That's the whole deck. Moving on. Osteomancer Adept. 1 and a black for a Squirrel Warlock creature. 2/2 and a Death Touch. 2/2 with Death Touch. Tap. Until end of turn, you may cast creature spells from your graveyard by foraging in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters with a finality counter on it. To forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, exile it instead. Black Underworld Breach, but worse because unfortunately you gotta sit there and wait a whole turn cycle before you can actually get cards back. This card is notable because it is as chat said, it's Underworld Breach in black, albeit different stipulations and restrictions. But regardless, still is Breach in black. I almost went and bought like 10 copies of this card, fearing that Breach would spike, fearing that this card would spike the same way Breach did. Like, dude, when Breach first released, I bought like 15 copies. Because for some reason, the card wasn't $10 on release. I was like, bro, why is this card not $10 yet? This is red regrowth at the very worst. So I bought like 15 copies, and I sold 10 of them once it hit like $15 because of Modern. Also, a 2-mana Death Touch, which usually deters people from ever attacking you if you play it early. True. Agreed. Hard agree. So I mean, at the worst, it trades very well in combat. Like, Death Touch is really good on small creatures. It's like worthless on big creatures. Dark Star Augur. 2 and a black for a Bat Warlock creature. Offspring for black. You may pay an additional black as you cast this spell. If you do, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to its mana value. So kids, when a Dark Confidant and a Dark Confidant love each other very much, you get Dark Star Augur.
Whoa, brother, whoa, now.
You can play two Dark Confidants stapled together, chat. They also have a slightly better stat line in flying. Whatever, who cares? It's 2. Dark Confidant is... Yo, chat. Hello? How the mighty have fallen. Dark Confidant for $5. Oh my god. Bye, yeah. Or you play Dark Star Augur, the base version, and play 2 of them stapled together. Not really notable in any way, I just like the card. And it's Dark Confidant but twice. Moving on to Duskmourn here, chat. Come Back Wrong. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature. If a creature card is put into a graveyard this way, return it to the battlefield under your control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Back in Alara block, chat, there was this a pet card of mine called Slave of Bolus, right? I played it for the art alone because the art in this card is just beautiful. Oh my god. Steve Argle, my goat. 3 is it in a black for a sorcery. You gain control of target creature, untap it, it gains haste, and then you sacked it at the beginning of the next end step. Come Back Wrong is basically Slave of Bolus for 2 less mana, and you don't gotta be in Grixis to cast it. You can technically make the argument that Come Back Wrong can't get indestructible creatures. You know, oh, you can't steal a Blightsteel with Come Back Wrong. Okay, sure, yeah, you got me. It's 2 less mana for these same effects, minus a extremely niche scenario. So this is just now black gets Slave of Bolus effects in mono black. Great. Doomsday Excruciator. 6 black mana for a demon creature. 6/6 flying. When this creature enters, if it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. Then your upkeep, draw a card. So black has always had this funny little card called Doomsday. Right, chat? What if you wanted this, but to everyone? 6 mana, your entire deck. Throw that shit away. Throw that shit away. It's gone. It's gone. Forever. It's exiled. Bro, I run this thing. This creature sucks? Nah. Nah, bro. Alright, look. I run this thing in my Necrosar deck with Lich's Mastery out. If I have Lich's Mastery out, bro, I just cast this thing. And I watch my opponent just like scramble on what to do. Because now they have like 6 turns to live, dude. Oh my god, it's hilarious. Like, dude, this card isn't good. It's not good because it probably kills you faster than it kills your opponents. But oh my god, dude. If you can find a deck to make this guy work, oh my god, he's so fun. He's so fun, dude. He's so fun. Grievous Wound, chat. Again, not a curse. Fuck you, curse players. You can't have shit. 3 black for an aura enchantment. Not a curse, even though it absolutely is a curse. Enchant player. The enchant player can't gain life. Not a curse, by the way, chat. Not a curse. Whenever enchant player is dealt damage, they lose half their life. Round it up. Not a curse, by the way, chat. Just so we're clear. Not a curse. Not a curse, chat. Not a curse. Not a curse. This dude, this is like the most messed up damage doubler of all time. 5 mana aura, you can't gain life. Ever. And when I smack you, my 1/1, take 20. What the fuck? Why? Like, it's powerful. It's a really, like, spiteful card to play. Why is it not a curse? I don't understand. Why is it not a curse? Why? Are curse players not allowed to have support? Like, what? Really good card. It's like a damage amplifier. I'm not sure doubler is even the right term. If you swing with 5 1/1s, you kill a player with this on. At least emotionally. Like, this card is so spiteful, dude. Like, if you really hate one player at your opponent, you just throw this on them and you kill them. Why is it not a curse? I don't understand. Oh my god. Whatever. Yeah, fine. Curse makes it too strong. How? How does curse make it too strong? I guess they didn't want curse players to be too powerful. Oh, gotta keep them curse players in check. I feel oxygen being cut off from my brain, dude. Like, actually. There's 2 ways you play this, alright? 2 ways. Turn 4. Hey, my friend that I've known for my entire life and I value very, very heavily. Fuck you. Turn 4. You have like 5 instances of damage to live. Or the probably politically correct way. Hey, that guy's archenemy. Grievous Wound. Let's get him, gang. Gatewatch, with the power of friendship, play. But God forbid we give curse players support. No, that's not okay. It was fine in Innistrad Midnight Hunt with Linde. Huh? And that being the only curse, and that's not true. There was a curse as well. But still, why not a curse? Why? Anyways, moving on, because I'm gonna start having an aneurysm if I continue talking about this card not being a curse. It's not a busted card, it's a curse card. Polluted Cistern and Dim Oubliette. 1 black for Cistern. Enchantment Room. Whenever 1 or more cards are put in your graveyard from your library, each opponent loses 1 life for each card type among those cards. Again, something that happens when you mill cards of all things. Okay? And then Dim Oubliette, when you unlock this door, mill 3 cards and return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So let me explain how rooms work real quick. You can cast either half of this card, and you get that effect when it enters the battlefield. And then, as a sorcery, you can pay the mana cost of the other half and get both effects. Oubliette doesn't matter. It's a Rise in the Grave with mill attached, whatever. The actual relevant part here is the life loss from card types, because again, very few cards have things happening when you just mill in general. This is burn enchantment for self-milling? Like, what? Okay. Secret Commander, chat. Gen, Arcanum Weaver. You grab Polluted Cistern and you start burning people out. Why not make self-mill deck have drain effects? Totally not busted. No. Especially when you throw on reanimation for free as extra flavor. Why? No. Balanced. Withering Torment. Black gets enchantment removal now. Fuck you. I mean, it already did with Feed the Swarm. But being honest, I actually don't really care for this thing that much. I would much rather play Feed the Swarm. If paying one less mana means losing 6 life, losing 6 life as opposed to 2, I'm fine with that. I probably should play this, to be honest. I just don't, because I don't know. I'm lazy, I guess. No. Don't start fucking gassing Meteor Golem. No. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Whatever. Moving on. Foundations, chat. Abyssal Harvester. 1 black for a Demon Warlock creature. Tap. Exile target creature card from a graveyard that was put there this turn. Create a token. It's a copy of it. Except it's a nightmare. In addition to its other types, then exile all other nightmare tokens you control. This is so many things in one black card, dude. It's graveyard hate. It's creature ETB and death trigger doubling because you can just exile the thing that just died. It's board insurance because you get back a creature that just died. Dude, this card does so much in black for 3 mana. At Nowhere to Run? No, we didn't. We actually should cover Nowhere to Run, though. 1 black for Enchantment Flash. When this enchantment enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Creatures your opponent's control can be the targets of spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof. Ward abilities of those creatures don't trigger. What's that? You play Roaming Throne? No, you don't actually. You play Roaming Chair. There has been anti-hexproof tech before with Detection Tower, but to be fair, all of the old anti-hexproof effects only work on hexproof and shroud. Nowhere to Run specifically hates out ward. Yeah, even colorless can't get around ward right now. It's only hexproof right now. You know what? I gotta buy this. Actually, I do not run this in any black deck. I really should. Anti-ward tech is huge, especially since not even colorless right now has cards that get around ward. It's only hexproof stuff. Harvester. Very good card. Blasphemous Edict. 3 black. Sorcery. You may pay 1 black mana rather than pay the spell's mana cost if there are 13 or more creatures on the battlefield. Each player sacrifices 13 creatures of their choice. Black Wrath that gets around Indestructible. Edict was overhyped. I put in every black deck tried out and it has never worked out. Interesting. It's $7 right now. Literally how? Okay, you're never... Oh, wait, never mind. I was gonna say you're never gonna cast this for the 1 mana mode, but I just realized it scales for 13 or more creatures on battlefield in general, not by 1 player. Okay, so assuming that Damnation is the baseline, would you pay 1 more mana to get around Indestructible? But granted, you also open yourself to anti-sack tech, like Sigarda, I guess. So you do kind of open yourself to getting cigared with Edict. The problem is against wide board token decks, which is the only time you can really get 13 creatures on board early enough, but those decks get hit by this the least. But it does get around Indestructible. I think I do have one, but I haven't put it in any decks. I gotta find a home for it, actually. Yeah, I do. I haven't tried it out yet. I feel like it'd be good in my pods. Yeah, like 5-minute board wipe isn't the worst. Like, it's still a very interesting new card because it is an anti-indestructible board wipe. It is in my John Irenicus deck because the creature I give out can't be sacked. True. That's some spicy tech. That's some spicy tech. I like that. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. 3 black for a vampire knight creature. 5/5 flying death touch. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. That's it. You can tooth and nail. I said you can tooth and nail. I said you. You can tooth. There we go. You can tooth and nail your exquisite blood sanguine bond combo. You fetch Defiant Bloodlord. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. You can tooth and nail your exquisite blood combo, chat. Ah. Because everyone knows tooth and nail was not good enough before. The fact that this is a second exquisite blood. That is very relevant. Tooth and nail was never busted. Is that a Pokemon card? I think it's the confetti foil of this. Oh wait, I see it now. Yeah, okay, his face is right here. My man's got a boob window. Why has he got a boob window? Very cool card and very innovative for the fact that finally, after like 15 years, Black finally got a second copy of Exquisite Blood. High Society Hunter. 3 black for a vampire noble creature. Flying, 5/3. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. Whenever another non-token creature dies, draw a card. Chat. He got power creeped. He got power. My goat got power creeped. No! My goat got power creeped, bro. 1 less mana, and it gains flying, and it's also a sack outlet. I can't believe this. Yeah, man, it makes me sad. Harvester of Souls is, dude. Harvester of Souls is Harvester of Souls.
That you can.
It's just one of those cards that has so much aura, dude. Is it good? Fuck no. Is it overcosted? Probably. But he has so much aura, dude. He has so much aura. High Society Hunter does not. But it does die to know where to run. So you know what? We take our Harvester of Souls dubs, baby. We take our Harvester of Souls dubs. We take those. We take those. Non-last Millier. 1 black for a cat. It's a 1/1. It enters with 8 revival counters on it if you cast it. When this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return to the battlefield with 1 fewer revival counter on it at the beginning of next end step. There has to be like a combo with this cat, right? Surely. Like Ozolith is one. I feel like there's probably something with like a proliferate something. Like I don't know. Something. There's probably some combo this cat can do that I'm not aware of. Proliferate? We broke a track saw. The better flavor text is this one. Curiosity, stop keeping score. Absolute cinema. So this year, honestly, it kind of feels like Black didn't really get a ton of like super push stuff. Yeah, like this year it feels a lot to me like Black got a lot of like weird like curveball stuff. Like, for example, they got Barbed Servitor, Massacre Girl, Persuasive Interrogators, Discreet Retreat, Heartless Conscription. Like, I don't think Black as a core got too strong, but it definitely does feel like we kind of are beginning to push the limits of Black a little too much. Like, as we went more and more into the sets, dude, we got some crazy shit. Like, Withering Grievous Wound is nuts. Abyssal Harvester. Chat is overwhelming majority saying a little too strong. Chill out. I think I'm inclined to agree here. Like, Black has always been a very solid core coloring commander. It's always been like, you get card draw, you get very solid removal, you get good endgame creatures, you get a lot of good little synergies. Black has always been a very solid foundational color. Between demons, you just get so much good stuff that helps your deck run smoothly. This year, it kind of feels like Black is beginning to get, like, a lot of, like, whoa, hey, do we need that? Necrodominance. It's a second Necropotence. Osteomancer Adept is, like, Breach, but worse. But did Black need a Breach, but worse to begin with? Ripples of Undeath. Just a very solid card advantage engine. It's a self-mill engine that could also be like a Forbidden Alchemy every turn. It also is self-mill. It's oh my god. How to make your friends hate you. Play Grievous Wound on them when they play life gain decks. Again, not a curse, by the way, just so we're clear, not a curse. Like, I think it's definitely fair to say right now that Black is in this state of like, alright, WotC, pull back. Calm down. Alright, look, you gave us some really neat cards this year. You gave us a lot of cool stuff. You gave us, you know, you gave us Abyssal Harvester. This thing is like a Swiss Army knife in Commander, dude. It is. Oh, also War and Soul Trader. Oh my god. Jeff Bezos coded a card. Exploit retail workers for your own financial gain. If you think about it, Grievous Wound is somebody just stabbing you really hard, which doesn't have to be a curse. Yeah. Sure, I guess. Yeah. Does Overwhelming Splendor have to be a curse either? No WotC designer better tell me, oh, we didn't put curses in Dustborn because they made no sense. Bro, you put them in Amonkhet. Despite the set having no curse synergy. People probably think this thing is like, oh, it's only good in Aristocrat decks. No, bro. You can play this in any Black creature deck and just have it as like board insurance. Oh, you played a wipe? Cool, I'll sack my board and make 5 treasure. Chill out with Black next year, please. You gave us a lot of cool cards. You gave us cool designs, all right? That kind of like was like a little out of left field for Black. All right, cool, I get it. Chill out, all right? If you want to support me directly, you can check out our affiliate link with our sponsor, Arcane Fortress, and get yourself some sick TCG products such as deck boxes. Or alternatively, if you want to support me directly, for only $2 a month, you can become a member of the channel and get access to exclusive emotes such as Loot Cheems, and get access to our member exclusive Discord where you can hang out with me and fellow Bounce Manor members. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.